Hello everyone, this is Ashish Sani from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, I am back with a new session on machine learning, and in today's session, I will show you how you can work with Pandas library. So in short, like in a previous video, we have learned about NumPy, and with NumPy we have seen how we can do the scientific computation and we can perform multiple operations or multiple calculation with NumPy. So similarly, now we are going to use Pandas, and with Pandas we will see all the libraries, all the different functions and methods available for that, so that we can further process and manipulate our data. So this is all that we will be working and learning today. Now let's get started and let's see how you can use Pandas and how you can work with that, right? Let's start with it. Alright, so you can see this is a project which we have covered in a previous session, and in there we have seen how you can work on NumPy, and accordingly you have seen various different functions and methods available for that, and you have seen how it works, right? Now in this session we are going to learn about Pandas. So for that I need a new script. So let's create a new script, and in there we will start working on it. So just create the new one. So let's say Pandas demo. Alright, so we are here. Now to work with Pandas, you need a library, you need a module which is named as Pandas, and I want to call it as PD, right? So you can see I got an error, install package Pandas. So that means the Pandas is not installed, so I have to install it, and to install it you already know what to do. Go to the terminal, or you can directly do it from here as well, but I will show you here only, right? So here you have to write a command pip install Pandas, and it will easily install Pandas for you so that you can further work on it, right? So wait for it to finish. Alright, so you can see Pandas is installed, right? Now we can further start working on Pandas, and we can start calling libraries and creating multiple data, right? So let's see how we can do that. So firstly, let it finish now. Alright, so you can see indexing is complete and Pandas is also installed successfully. Now we can further go ahead and we can start working on Pandas, right? So for that, let's do one thing. Let's create a variable. Let's say any variable. For example, I need a name as series. And why I'm giving it a name as series, just because in Pandas I will be creating a new variable, I will be creating an object, and in that object I will be storing a data, and that data will be created with respect to the Pandas library, right? So for that I will be creating using this Pandas dot, and from here you have to call series, because in Pandas your data is stored in the form of series if in case we are just talking about a single column, and if we are talking about a complete table, that data will be considered as a data frame. So in short, from this sentence you will be clear that your data is going to be stored in the form of table, which is like rows and columns format, and this is how you're going to store your data in Pandas, right? So this is all that we will be doing. Now open the bracket, and in this bracket just pass the values. So it is asking you to pass the data. So for that, let's pass the data. Let's say, so whatever is the data, you can pass anything, right? So that's totally up to you what exactly you want to do, right? And other than this, like we are having other arguments as well, but let me just run this one first, then I will show you what exactly those are, right? So let's do one thing. Let's run it. Now run it. Okay, let's run from here. Python and Pandas. Oh, okay, so you have got the output. So you can see the output is something like this. So this is the complete data, and with respect to each of the value you can see there is an index value assigned in front, right? So this is how you can see the index value has been assigned, and accordingly the data type is int64, which means you are having an integer type of values. Similarly, if in case I have some different values, let's say this is a string, so in that case what will be the output? Let's see. So this time you can see output is object, but because this time all the values are not the same, or let's say the values are a heterogeneous type of values and not the homogeneous, so that is the reason you can see the output is object, right? So this is how you can do it. And similarly, now you can see we have the index value as 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? And in this case I want to do some modification, and that modification I will be doing from here, right? So you can see index. So what does this index mean? This index means I'm going to assign an index value for each of the value that I'm storing in a series, right? So for example, let's say currently for this value 1 I'm having an index value as 0. Similarly for 2 I'm having 1, for 3 for 2. So this is how we are having the data, right? But this time I want to assign some different values, or let's say I want to assign some different index values. So for that, let me do one thing. Let me assign the values in the form of ABC, right? So let me just assign it quickly. Alright, so you can see what I have done. I have assigned the multiple index value for each of the value that you're storing in a series, right? Now let's run it again. Now can you see? This time we have the index values as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But previously, or let's say by default, we have the values as 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is how you can change the index values for that, right? So this is what I have done. And other than this, comma, from here you can change the data type, but currently I don't need to change the data type just because I already have a heterogeneous type of value. And in this case, if I will try to change it to some different data type, then maybe you can get errors as well. But yeah, for now we can convert it to string type, but I don't want to do it. That you can do it on your own, right? So let's leave this one. Let's go to name. For the name part, what I can do is I can assign a name, and that name is going to be assigned for your series. Or let's say this is a complete data, this is a complete row, for example, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a name for this column, right? So I'm going to assign a name for this column. So let's give it a name as let's say column 1, right? So this is how I'm giving it a name. Now when you will run it, you will see this time it is also showing you the name. So the name is column 1. So column 1 is the name for your series, for your data that you have stored as a series, right? So this is what you are doing, and this is all about the series part, right? Similarly, now if I have to access the values, if I have to access any of the value, then how I'm going to access that? So for that, just simply put this bracket and assign the index value. Let's say I'm having an index value as A. Now just run it. So you can see the output is 1. So that means this is how you can access the value, or let's say you can slice the value, right? So this is what I'm doing. Similarly, whatever values you want to pick up, you can pick like this, right? So this is all about that. Similarly, you can do the slicing, and for slicing, you know what you have to do. You simply have to put colon, and with respect to that, put the another index value, and that another index value is, let's say, E for now, and run it. So can you see you have access, you have sliced the values from A to E. So you have all the values over here, right? So this is how you can do the slicing of it, right? So this is all about it. Now go to the next line, just type series dot, and from here you can see you have multiple functions and methods available for this, right? So this is how you can do it. And also you have the shape function available in series as well, or let's say inside pandas as well. So you can check this. So you can see 7 comma. So it's like in the numpy, if we have data something like this, that means we have a one-dimensional data. But in pandas, if you have the shape something like this means you have a single column. So this is how we can generate the output, we can get the shape of your series, right? So this is how we can do it. Similarly, now let's just do some more modifications in this, and let's try with different functions, right? And in here you can check the name, like what is the name? Name is column 1. So this is how you can check it. Other than that, let's do append. Append is like to add the data, right? So for example, right now I want to add the data as 1, right? Not 1, let's say 10, and let's see what will be the output. Okay, so you can see I have got an error, and that error is like type error cannot concatenate object of type integer, only series and data frame objects are valid. This simply means that you can only add the series data over here. That means you cannot directly assign a single value. So if you want to make this work, then that means what you have to do, you have to make it something like this. You have to pass it inside the brackets, right? So this is what I'm doing. Now let's run it. Okay, again I got an error. So that means right now it is not treating it as a series, it is treating it as a list. So I have to pass a series, and you know how to pass a series, right? So you can simply put like pd dot series within brackets, just pass the values, let's say 9 8 7. So these are the three different values, and now run it. So this time you can see you have concatenated the value, or let's say you have appended the value, appended another series onto first series, right? So this is what you have done. So this is the first series, this is the second series. This is how you can append the values, right? So this is all about this. So I have shown you this error just because I want to show you like what are the different values which are valid. So that means you cannot add any type of value. It's up to you like what value you want to assign, but the values should be in the form of series or data frame, right? So this is all about series. Similarly, there are some other functions available inside the series, but I will not be able to cover all of them. So let's move to the next part. Let's move to the next topic, and that next topic is data frame. So just type df, just for the short form df, data frame, and I will be creating a data frame, right? And just for the clarification, if you will create a data frame, what exactly a data frame is? Data frame is like you have multiple series and you're combining them together, and that is gonna make a data frame. So this is all about a data frame, right? And I will also prove that, right? Don't worry about it. Data frame, open the brackets. Inside this bracket you have to first pass the data, right? And what is that data? So let's say the data is something like this. Let's say 1 comma 2 comma 3. Alright, so this is what I have added. Similarly, the second thing is the index value. So let's say I'm passing index, and currently I'm having 3 rows and 3 columns. So based on that I have to assign the index value for 3 rows. So let's say the index values are this time 1 comma 2 comma 3. So this is the index value. Similarly, anything else? Yeah, you can also assign the names of your columns, right? So assign the columns, and here let's say first column name is A, second is B, third is C. So this is how what I have done. I have assigned the index values, I have assigned the columns, and this is how I have assigned everything, right? Now just go in here and print df, which is data frame. Now go in here and run this. So you can see this is a data frame which we have just created, right? So it's like you have a complete table in which there are 3 number of rows, 3 number of columns. So you have assigned the values in this format 1 comma 2 comma 3. So values are also being assigned in the same format 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? So this is how we are storing the values 4 comma 5 comma 6, right? So this is how we can do it. And now the second thing which I was saying, like data frame is nothing. Data frame is like the combination of multiple series. So how I was saying that, so let me prove that. So for example, I want to access the first column, right? So this is the first column which is A. So I want to access that. So for that simply type A, right? And run it. So you can see this is the first thing, this is the first output that you have got, and based on that this is the name and this is the type of your data that you are storing in there, right? So this is all about that. And now let me show you the type of it. So what is the type of it? So the type is, can you see, the type is series. That means in data frame you have multiple series, which is making a data frame on the combination, right? So this is what exactly we are doing. So this is all about a single column, and if in case I will check for the complete data frame, so what is the type of that? It is data frame, right? So this is how we can check like what is data frame, what is series. So these are the common thing, these are the very important thing that you must understand while you're working on any machine learning or any algos while processing on data. Just because there are many algorithms in machine learning which we have and that are only applicable for let's say for the array data, or some are only applicable for the series type of a data. So you have to make sure like what type of data you're passing for the prediction purpose, right? So this is all that you have to make sure before running any algorithm, right? So this is all about this. And now after that, like now you know what is the type of your data, what type of data you have, right? Similarly, like as I said over here, that I can do the slicing on this, and here I have also shown you how you can do the slicing. But this time we are not only having a single series, but we are having multiple series, which is completely making a data frame, or we can also say like we have a complete table in which we have multiple rows and multiple columns. So now what I want to do is I want to slice some part of it, and some part of it means it's not like I want to pick only one row or one column, right? It can be like I want to assign, or let's say I want to access this much data, like 5 6 and 8 9, I want to access this much. So how I'm gonna do that, right? So let me show you how we will be doing it. So for that you have to write like df dot, and from here you are having some different methods available, right? Okay, is not available, I think that is deprecated. So from here I'm having ILOC, right? So in here you have to assign the values, right? So ILOC means you have to pass the index values, and index values are like 1 2 3 and ABC, right? So let's say I have to access the rows, and rows are like 2 to 3. So I will be typing 2 colon 3 comma, similarly a colon b, sorry, a b colon c, right? So you have to type this b colon c. So this is what I will be doing. Now run this and let's see what is the output. Okay, so I have got an error, right? So you can see type error, cannot do positional indexing on index with these indexer b of type str. Okay, so let me tell you why we have got this. Just because, as I said, I have to pass the index value, and index value doesn't mean that I have to pick the actual index value, or let's say I don't have to put the index value which I have assigned. So it will be taking care, it will be working with respect to the actual, or let's say the by default index value. So by default index values are like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, so like this. So if in case you want to make it work with respect to these values, then you have to use LOC. So with respect to that you will be able to get the output. So you can see 5 6 8 9. So this is how you're getting the output, but this is all about LOC. But if in case I want to do it for ILOC, then how I'm gonna do it? So let me show you that as well. So in that case I cannot assign this 2 colon 3, because 3 will not be a part of it, 3 will be like out of index. So for that 0 1 2, so these are the index values. So I will be writing 1 colon, I will be writing colon, and I will leave it just because I know after that I don't have enough data, right? Similarly I have to do it here as well, 1 colon, right? Now run it. So you can see this is how I have done the slicing of your data, and now I'm able to access the rows and I'm able to access the columns, right? Similarly, if in case I will say I have to access the second row completely, then what I will do, I will simply put over here, let's say I want to access complete, and I want to access the first, or not the first, the second row I want to access, right? Now run it. So you can see 4 5 6. So this is 4 5 6. So this is how you can access the rows and columns. So now it's up to you how you will be using it further, right? So there are different various other methods and operations which are available for pandas and for data frames, right? But I will not be able to cover all of them, right? So I will be shifting to the next topic now, right? And in the next topic, for example, now what exactly we have done is we are able to do everything. We are able to process the data, we are able to manipulate the data in the way we want. And now the final step is, after the complete processing, I have got a very huge amount of data, and that huge amount of data would have taken, let's say, around 1 hour to completely get processed. right? So what I want is I want to store that data so that in future I don't have to process the same data again. So how I'm gonna do that? In that case, I will be storing my complete data inside a file, and this time that file will be an Excel file, which can be a CSV file, which can be an XLSX file, which is the Excel file, right? So currently I will be showing you with respect to the CSV file, right? So for that, how you're gonna do it? So for that, simply do df dot, or df is the data frame, or let's say this is the object for your data frame, and after that put dot and just type 2 underscore CSV. Currently you can see I'm having 2 underscore CSV, but other than this you can see there are different other formats which are available for you so that you can store your data in that particular format, right? So currently I'm using CSV, so that's why I'm using CSV. If in case you want to store it as Excel, you can store it like this and many other formats, right? So it's up to you. So currently let me show you in this format. Now here the first argument is to pass the path, like where do you want to store your file, and in that file what will be the name of your file, right? So I will be storing that file onto the current directory, which means onto the current location. Now here what I will do, I will simply write the name as, let's say, demo is the file name, dot CSV. So just because I'm storing it in the CSV format, so that's why I'm writing it like this. After that put comma, anything else that I need to pass over here. Okay, let's leave it like this for now, right? So now when I will run this, you will notice that the file with the name demo.csv will be stored onto your current directory, right? So let me just run it and let me show you whether it's working or not. So you can see everything is done successfully and I haven't got any error. That means everything is done successfully. Now go in here and you will find demo.csv. So this is demo.csv, in which you have the file, right, in which you have your complete data. So let me open it. So you can see in here a comma b comma c 1 2 3 4 5 6, something like this, right? So this is how you can see you have stored your data. Similarly, this is the way how you can display your data. This is the way how you can store your values, right? Now if in case let's say, as I said, I don't want to do the processing of your complete data again. So what I want to do now is I want to do the reading of that data. I want to just read the data and I want to continue the processing from there, right? So for that, let me do one thing. I already have this file with me, and for now let's do one thing. Let's make a comment of these lines, because this data I have already processed, and now what I have to do, I have to read the data again, right? So let's say df equal to pd dot, now I have to read the CSV file. So just type read. Here you can see whatever formats you are having to store your data, similarly I am having those formats to read the values as well, read the file as well, right? Now open the brackets, and inside this bracket just assign the path. What is the path? It's demo.csv, right? And after that just print df, and let's verify that whether we are getting the output or not. So just run it. So can you see you have got the output, and in the output you can see you have 4 columns this time. 4 columns means this row, or let's say this column, has also been considered as a separate column for you, which means these index values are also being considered as column of your complete table, right? So this is not the truth, right? So what I have to do now is I have to remove this. So for removing that process, I am having one step, and that step is that I will simply do let's say print dot, oh sorry, it's df dot drop, and in here what I have to drop, I have to drop what is the name? The name is this. Just copy the name and in here just pass it. So this is the name over here, right? And let's run it. So what is the output? Key error, unnamed 0 not found in access. And why it didn't found? Just because by default if you will find access equal to 0. 0 means that you are working on your data frame with respect to the rows, but I have to work it as per the columns. So I have to shift it to 1, right? Now change it. Now you will see when I have dropped the data, now you have the values, the actual values that you actually stored, right? So this is all about this. But currently you can see if I will print this afterwards, you will have the same data again, right? So that means I haven't updated that. So for that, what you have to do, you have to update it like this. So now when you will run it, you will find that your data has been updated, and this is how you have the actual value. But definitely you don't want to do this step every time whenever you will read that file, right? So in that case, I'm having an alternate option for you. So for that, let's do one thing. Let's comment this line and now uncomment the same data, right? Because while saving as well, I'm having one option where I can ignore these index values, right? Where I can avoid adding these values. So how I can do that? So for that, go in here, and in here you will have one function, and you can see let's say index equal to, so I think by default we will be having some value for index which is true, and true means that your values for index will be stored inside your CSV file, but we want to change it and we don't want to save it. So that's why I will change this true to false. So just type false and now run it. And now let's check the file. This time you can see you only have the data, right? This time you don't have the index values. Now let's check it again. Go in here and run it, and this time you don't have to run this line because you don't have the index values now. Now run it. Now can you see this time you don't have to skip anything, instead you are getting the actual value, right? So this is how you can do it, right? So this is all about accessing and creating series and data frame, and accordingly you can save the data into the CSV file, the Excel file, or whatever you want to do. So this is all about that. But other than that, there are many other operations that you can perform on Pandas, but I will not be able to cover all of them. But still, if you have any doubts regarding that also, you can leave a comment below in the comment section. And also, if you have liked this video, then do click on the like button, and if you are new to our channel and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do click on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any videos. And also you can press the bell icon so that whenever we will upload a new video, you will get a notification for that. So till then, bye bye and happy learning.